Hey guys, and welcome to the Destiny Council's first King of the Hill series. I'm John, joined here by Will. So please bear with us. This is our first time trying this out, so hopefully it goes all right. So you should be able to see up here at the top. There are some little helpful images to help you guys out and help you guys know what's going on. So basically, it's a deck elimination format. So they each were given their opponent's 3 decks ahead of time, and they were able to simultaneously choose and ban one of those decks. So you should be able to see that those decks are then marked as banned.
Not deck lists, just the deck, just the character.
Correct. They weren't given the list with all the cards, just the characters they'd be playing. And then they were able to ban, and now they also simultaneously picked which of the remaining 2 decks they'll be playing. So you can see that Cole went with Sabine Yoda, and Outrun went with Bro TK. And then from here, when a player loses, they will move on to their next deck. When a player has lost with both decks, they'll be eliminated. And whoever wins will go on to face Carl in the finals. So usually that would be the previous king, but since this is the first matchup ever, it was just kind of like a like a lucky little draw. He's like regent, I guess, waiting for the rightful king to take his throne. But yeah, without farther ado, we're gonna go ahead and get started with this series. So let me start here. We're gonna go ahead and start the timer that you guys should be able to see in the bottom left.
Whoops.
So yeah, Sabine Yoda versus Bro TK. How do you think this matchup should go?
I have to say, I think it favors Seventh Sister here, the OTK deck, just because of the ability to take out Sabine, at a moment's notice. If they can get off the combo of, the card I always forget the name of, where you sack a character to untap. If they can get the combo off, I think that it'll just be a matter of time, before he can kill Sabine.
Yeah, I definitely think it favors OTK as well. Just as you said, the early output can kill Sabine quite easily, and Sabine, in order to kill the Seventh Sister, needs a bit more luck. Now, if Sabine rolls 5 turn 1 off the first cheat, then the game can just be easy from there, because it's easy enough to get the damage then to finish him off. But it's definitely harder for them to set up the guaranteed kill. So we do see their mulligans coming in here.
Yeah, Sabine can definitely roll fire, but if he gets out a what's it called, Force Illusion or something like that, it'll be tougher. Gets off a Rise again. It can be really difficult.
So we do see an interesting hand here for Sabine Ezra, or Sabine Yoda rather. We do see the Force Speed, which will be nice. But the only upgrade is a 3-cost upgrade, which will be unfortunate. And then Amaz's Vault. They're rolling off now for the battlefield choice. We do see a Seeker Droid and an Ancient Lightsaber, with no control in the first starting hand for OTK. Not that it matters that much against Sabine, but neither player got the best open hand.
The only control really a DL44 if you can get the resource. But.
Sabine Yoda wins the roll-off and selects that opponent's battlefield just to get the shields. Normally, you're pretty scared of taking the battlefield for the OTK player simply because the guarding is really good, but with Sabine, I can see why he would choose to just go with the shields and hope that he doesn't die. So definitely a fine choice, especially with Force Speed combined with the Sabine cheats. You'll have so many actions before being able to resolve your dice that I don't think you really should be too concerned about the Guardian.
I mean, that's why you play Yoda over Ezra, really. You want that Force Speed, plus the resource generation of Yoda.
Sister rolls out here and rolls a 1 melee, a shield on the Seeker Droid, a 1 melee on Sister, and a Disrupt. So not the best roll, but not bad either.
That Disrupt's actually always really good against Sabine. I mean, it's less good with Yoda because he can generate so many resources, but we'll see if it comes into play here.
And we're going to see the Yoda roll out here into a 2 focus and a blank.
With no control, that's kind of scary, but he doesn't know that, obviously.
He does have the Guardians, though, so if he resolves the double focus, you will see the Guardians be able to take away at least a 3. We're going to see a Force Illusion drop right away here.
Wow.
So I'm not sure exactly why. Maybe concerned about a close quarters assault or probe or something, but I guess probe wouldn't hit illusion.
Yeah.
I don't know, but we will see. Maybe just decides that he's not going to be able to play an upgrade anyways.
Yeah.
But I think that in his position, maybe potentially just keeping that resource until a disrupt is showing is worth. Interesting. We see a pass by the Pro TK player. As Sabine Ezra here, do you not just pass back?
It's potential, yeah. I mean, that's.
I don't know though.
They're both giving up a lot. I don't know who's giving up more there.
Wow, we have an interesting choice here. Both players choosing to just give it up and hope for better rolls. Sabine obviously looking for a 2 cost to cheat next turn.
I would say the OTK kind of made out in that because he got the ancient lightsaber out against, I mean, a 4-speed and a force illusion, which really doesn't promote the board state too much. And then he keeps the battlefield. So, interesting decision. I mean, you really need to put out a lot of damage with Sabine. But of course, he was waiting to Guardian, so.
Yeah, it should be interesting to see how this next turn goes. We do see Sabine not choose to mulligan very hard, so misses a 2-drop again. That lightsaber pull could come in clutch here. Together with that enrage, you're looking at a Maul Saber likely coming out. Quite scary.
And kind of still first turn because nothing really happened there.
It's like a first
round. Sorry.
First turn with an extra 2 resources.
Everybody gets mad when you say first turn instead of first round. It's a habit from Magic.
But we do see him actually just decide to drop a Seeker. I'll be interested to see if he decides to overwrite the Ancient, potentially. But obviously, if you're going to do some untapping with leadership, the Seeker droid being out there for both times is pretty strong.
Yeah.
We're going to see here what Yoda rolls. A blank and a shield, so not what he's looking for. He really needs that special to be able to play that 3-cost upgrade. Sabine is just not finding what they need. We'll see how this roll goes. The green Seeker Dry is the Sister's ability, so that resolves a discard. Melee on the other Seeker, +3 on the Ancient, blank, and disrupt. So that is quite scary. He does have a Electroshock. But if I were him, I'd almost consider just letting him deal the damage to the Force Illusion. Because another melee side will be rolled eventually.
Pretty inevitable when you're playing Pro TK.
Disrupt resolved right away, so you can see this is important as an OTK player. Use your disrupt sides. It's one of your best ways to mitigate. Despite having so few control cards in your hand, you can control their resources at the very least. So we're going to see Sabine just roll out here naturally.
Especially against Sabine, because Sabine really needs those resources to go crazy.
So we're going to see the 2 range and a resource. We're going to see that Guardian used immediately. Obviously, the battlefield staying with control of the current player when both players pass, like the current controlling player. And we do see a resource roll. We see the discard the DL44. Obviously, he can play that at any time now, activating Sabine. So it makes the most sense to discard that first. We're going to reroll into a 3-for-1 disrupt, a shield, and a shield.
I thought that was a special. Rough rolls on the Sabine side.
Definitely not what he's looking for. So we do see that resource resolved, which is a pretty lucky roll there, because now we're going to see the leadership come out for OTK. And if he can do this untap this turn, with that extra Seeker Droid sitting out there, we'll have 3 Seekers in the pool. Should be pretty strong.
He's also got the Trust the Force, or what's that card?
Yeah, Trust your Instincts.
That's what it is.
Is also available here, so we're going to see lots of rerolls available this turn. A shield, a 4-speed special, and a discard. So he is not rolling what he needs.
I don't know, that discard could rip something good out.
It's true, but if I'm him, I'm definitely looking for a special or a focus, at least.
For sure.
We're going to see the Trust Your Instincts play come in.
Wait, he can't re-roll that die, can he?
Let's see. I don't believe so. So, hold up.
Because
the green die isn't his upgrade dice.
I think it was. I don't remember what it was on. But... for trust your or for trust your instinct.
Can't be re-rolled with trust.
Unless I'm reading it wrong.
No problem. Nope, so that is the correct rolling. So we'll see.
I believe that was on.
It was on a discard.
Was it?
This turn it was
can't
discard.
remember.
I think.
What?
Yeah, it was discard.
Didn't see it.
So it ends up not mattering.
Yeah.
But interesting rolling there, guys. So yeah, basically when you play Trust Your Instincts or other cards that reroll a character die, like character upgrade dice, you have to keep in mind that extra rolled in dice is not considered Seventh Sisters.
And that has actually come into play for me a few times where my seventh sister has died and the droid die stays in play. And you know, if it's on a focus, that can help you. When I was playing Boba Seventh Sister, to focus one of those Boba dice, or in this case, focus one of your other dice.
You see the reroll coming out there, and to a shield and a shield.
Oh my gosh!
He is not having any luck with these rolls. But that's just the scary part of playing some of these big characters like Vader in the old days, Sabine now. Sometimes you just miss the rolls.
So few dice. They don't hit.
It'd be interesting to see. I think if you're the OTK here, you definitely go ahead and leadership. I'd leadership, lightsaber, pull a maul saber, enrage, and play that maul saber. If I'm
he's
in.
only on one resource right now. Does he?
Right, he has one, but he has an enrage in hand, so he can gain that second resource.
Then you're saying overwrite?
Yep, overwrite the ancient.
I can get behind that.
But we will see. Definitely some thinking going on here. So we're waiting for the second force speed action from Cole, but we'll see.
Declined. Something's happened. He took the shields. Not exactly how you want to start with 0 damage.
Nope.
Just the 2 from the Guardian.
Definitely not what you're looking for. We're going to see the Night Sister ping to reroll. And we have a resource. Definitely a good
know what? He's
reroll.
also got the Aftermath and the potential to kill her, get the Maul Saber out without. But then you can leadership, so it would depend on.
You're going to see the claim come out, so now it is just OTK's time to just go to town.
But he does have to go through 3 shields and a Force Illusion, so. But
resource resolved.
Seen the deck do a ton of damage.
Interesting that he chooses to deal the one to the Seventh Sister. I suppose he just wants as many pings for rerolls as he can. We are going to see that Mauls come out here. So I'm definitely liking this. The question is...
Ooh.
He's just going to play the Mauls right there. Interesting choice. I don't know that I would have gone with that. You really want the leadership this turn, I think.
But you have... he's not really in a threatening position here. Cole isn't to kill Sister, so he's really going for the win next turn, I think.
Gonna re-roll these dice. We're gonna see a +2 discard and a melee. So he's gonna discard, hitting that second chance, which could be a big deal. Definitely with only 1 remaining in the deck. There's potential for us to see scrap. What is it that looks like discard 3 from the top of your deck and then bring back 1? Scavenge. So we could see that. And wow, Boundless turn is coming in. That Enrage there will help him just have the extra resources. So if Sabine doesn't do something drastic this turn, we could see a lot of damage come out.
Easy pickings now. Is that overconfidence?
Easy pickings, overconfidence, and as well as access to impersonate potentially. But I think the resources are going to be spent on an upgrade certainly. You can see just a discard.
I think you roll Yoda and then discard to reroll.
Reroll.
See if that 1 damage on Sister actually ends up mattering. That could
And
be-
we'll never see a Yoda special this game. It turns
Apparently
out.
not. It looks like the Yoda dice I have.
And this is where she gets extremely scary. But that's 6 dice. 6 dice on a character is just always terrifying to look at.
Yep.
But well, as you said, easy pickings potentially here. So we'll see if she can hit a couple 2s or something. +3, +4, shield, discard, 1 shield, and 1 melee. So definitely have to see an overconfidence come out here. You don't want to take the 8 damage. At that point, if you deal like the 8, it's 1 damage instance. Do you hit Sabine's deck, or do you just hit Yoda for 8?
Wow. I don't know. The question is, does the Sabine player use the Force Illusion for 8 cards? I'm assuming they would have to, but that's a huge chunk of the deck.
So I think you overconfidence actually both the plus sides. But we're going to see the modifier and the Maul's rerolled. Maul's rolls a blank, so incredibly lucky there. The Disrupt is rolled, though, so we can see that resolved right now just to deny any further control coming out.
Yeah.
But once again, Sabine won't be able to play an upgrade unless she overwrites that illusion. So Sabine not playing that Maz's Vault earlier on in this game could just be a terrible decision.
That's always the really strong play first turn, is to get that Maz's Vault down, because the deck really does rely on having 3 every turn, 3 or more.
But we will see. We'll see what is going to happen here. The OTK player definitely has a chance here to just, do what it's meant to do. It's just 1 turn kill.
Yeah, we
the
know
boundless
leadership is coming.
Boundless and leadership.
I think you have to get that Disrupt on the resource. I mean, it feels so good to know that they only have, can only play a 0 cost removal, which I don't think Sabine even has that much. Maybe Hidden Motive.
Biggest one I think would be Hasty Exit.
That's true, yeah.
But we will see, and Lothcat as well. Discard, shield, discard, and 2 melee. So we will see those melee resolved. Obviously, the easy pickings cannot hit a 2 and a 3. So it's going to be a big hit coming in. Most likely will be dealt to the Sabine player, hoping to hit those shields. But I think she'll probably just take it on the illusion.
Yeah, he's got to get rid of those shields, but he does have an untap with leadership, so he should be able to knock off the shields this turn, and then reroll Maul Saber with a power action.
So think here you just discard one of those 2-drops to reroll those dice, hoping for a Yoda special. Yeah. Yoda special obviously would allow for the 2-cost play.
I think you should go with the hidden here, just because then later you want to overwrite with your holdout blaster for the redeploy. So I usually go with hidden first.
We do see the special finally rolled here. So Yoda can actually roll specials. It is confirmed.
You heard it here. Yoda rolls specials.
Do you think you resolve these discard signs? You could potentially hit the entire hand of the Sabine player.
That's true.
And that would allow, or even just resolving the attached upgrade dice would allow you to.
The only thing is, if he's going to leadership, he's going to want to leave that other droid dice out.
Right, so resolve the character's droid dice, the one that's attached to this upgrade here.
Yep.
For the 2 discard, hope that you hit the only remaining control, and then move on from there.
I mean, even discarding 2 puts him down to 1 reroll after he rolls out Sabine, so... it's really going to be tough to deal that much damage this turn unless he gets lucky on the double 3s or something.
You see the 5 go into Yoda, interestingly enough. So it's kind of like, it's scary looking at a Sabine Yoda. Sabine with blue is just like, it's called the unkillable Sabine for a reason. Cautions, Force Illusions, second chances.
We did already see a second chance go to the discard pile earlier in the game, though. So we know one of those is gone.
We'll likely see the shield and a resource taken. So what will this Yoda do? See a resource and a shield. Nothing else makes sense at this point.
Take one off the top of the deck. Mill him out.
Never know. It could hit the good old the price of failure. So he does take the shield there, which will be a nuisance for the Maul Saber. Although we already have the 3 shields sitting on Sabine.
Yeah, playing against Maul Saber, you just have to try and keep those shields on as much as possible.
So we do see the 4-speed actions coming in here, allowing for 2 actions, and then the Sabine action will allow for 2 more actions after the activation, basically. So pretty strong, not even needing the running interference for play, like Never Tell Me the Odds.
Yeah, the only problem in this game is that he had a slow start, so now he's only got 3 dice on Sabine. At this point, you really like to be rolling 4 or 5 for max damage.
So we're looking at a 2, a 1, and a resource.
Probably going to re-roll first and then resolve, because he's still got 2 more actions.
So probably going to re-roll with that Hidden Blaster, I would think. I think you re-roll that Sabine die, hoping for a damage. Do you settle for the 1 on the holdout?
What's Sister showing right now?
She's got a discard, and a shield. So we are going to see that discard to re-roll come out. Once again.
But now there's the potential to use that Seeker Droid to just wreck his whole hand.
It looks like he hits the 3 for 1.
The correct play might just be to re-roll again, because you know your hand's going away right now.
But we're going to see that damage come in, so it looks pretty bad for the Sabine player. Those early disrupts from the 7th Sister are really costing.
He's scared of the removal there, I think, but at that point, I think if you get a die removed, you just have to risk it at that point, because your hand is gone now, and you're not going to output any more damage.
Yep. The only other concern would possibly be like the Night Sister rerolls. But leaving out that much damage is just bad. He's going to claim, obviously, has no further actions he can take. We're going to see the leadership played here, just to untap right away.
Really rough.
We should see that shield resolved, potentially, or you could see a ping to try to get more melee damage, but I think the shield is just as good. We'll go ahead and take 1 resource, or I mean, 1 resource, 1 damage. Shield comes out. Damage is going to be dealt to Sabine. No, to Yoda.
I think you go for Yoda there.
Yeah, having already dealt the 5. So now OTK is rolling out again. And we are not done with the fun, because the boundless play is coming in this turn, guys. So
yeah, now I think you take those shields off, roll back in Maul Saber.
We'll go ahead and zoom up so we can see these dice here.
There's 4 damage with Maul Saber.
So not a terrible roll there. That's pretty good. The discard side is not what he wants to see over there, but it's not the end of the world.
Still got the Force Illusion out.
He's gonna re-roll again. We'll just leave it zoomed in for these dice. +3 on that Ancient. Looks like a melee on that Seeker Droid. So 6.
Yeah. 6. That kills.
8 damage is available right now.
+3 on the Ancient too. I didn't even notice that.
Wow. So we're gonna see the 7. I would keep this Seeker Droid die. I guess that's on technically a 3. So
I think he's discarding to reroll again, actually, because then he's gonna boundless. We're zoomed in here. So.
Discards to reroll, and my game's gonna freak out. And we hit blank 2. That's pretty rough, because you definitely want to resolve all these character Seeker Droids before each untap. We do see the 5 that is definitely capable of.
That's interesting. Probably gonna use the illusion here. No, he takes the shields off. Oh, that's interesting, because now we can immediately roll back in Maul Saber.
I would have probably Force Illusion.
I think you have to there. You're still gonna get hit with the Sister and the +3, which is gonna take that off. But
so Saber rolls back into a resource. We do see the boundless play here, and we'll see what he rolls or draws. He draws another boundless and a trust. So this turn is gonna go on forever, guys. It is the beauty of OTK, I guess, or the terror of OTK, depending on what you think. So he cannot re-roll that green die, but he can re-roll these other 2. He gets the 2 melee and a disrupt. So it's at least a resolvable side on the Seeker Droid, allowing them to at least be able to roll it back in automatically with an untap. I'm surprised, actually, that he re-rolled that Maul Saber died, because that resource would have allowed for the second Boundless play. It could end up being a poor decision, but we could just see him wait till next turn to Boundless. But it's just risky. If Sabine rolls into 9 at this point, you just lose your sister. Another double blank roll. So he's got pings left.
Plenty of discard and plenty of ping. So I think
another discard to reroll, and we'll just keep rolling blanks. Best Maul Saber in the world. We're actually going to see a Night Sister ping come out here, it looks like. Finally gets the +3. So we will likely see the 5 Delta Yoda.
Well, I think, yeah, you kill Yoda with that.
No, I think he might be thinking he has enough to kill Sabine.
Potentially. Is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8?
Yeah, 8 will not be enough to kill Sabine, so he needs something more to show up. Force Illusions, the 5. Not losing anything too big there. Never Tell Me the Odds is a little bit big, but with how low he is on resources,
yeah,
not really too much of a concern.
Yeah, it's not looking great. Problem is, he still needs a resource if he wants to Boundless again. Which,
yeah, I think...
none of those droids have resource sides.
I think he definitely wanted to play that... or he resolved that resource in the Maul Saber. Because just the potential to draw... He has 2 more Price of Failures left. So, pretty good odds of drawing into it. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I believe. Coming in. 1, 2, there are 3 Seekers right now, so it should be 6. 4, 5, 6. This is where he rerolled with the Aftermath earlier on in this game. Having the Aftermath come in nice here, he could have killed off Night Sister just to gain that 1 resource for Boundless. We're gonna reroll that Disrupt side into a shield.
The only thing is now he can't actually kill Sabine.
It's interesting that he would choose to deal that 5 to Yoda earlier and then not just go with the Yoda's decision.
I think you just take out Yoda there and leave her with, maybe 4 damage on her.
Because next turn with Boundless, you auto-kill Sabine anyways.
Yep, and he's only got 1 second chance left. He doesn't have any resources for it right now, but now with Yoda still alive, he can get to that 3rd resource and potentially play the second chance and do some damage.
Going into the next turn, though, we do see a Price of Failure drawn. Probe, which can be nice. He has accidentally drawn 6.
Uh-oh.
It's not a big deal. It happens if you press the wrong number. It's gonna probably just discard a random card, or I think it was...
Yeah, it's awkward.
It's whatever.
If we were in real life here, I think we would make him shuffle his hand probably, and I think you should probably discard a random. Is that what you think?
Just discard
and then put it back
a random
on top of
card.
Shuffle.
And put back and shuffle.
That's fine.
Yep.
Those were the 3 that he drew.
So he shuffled that pile a little bit.
It's okay.
And there we go. He's going to put that back in and shuffle his deck. Okay, so crisis resolved.
Was the last card he drew, which was
Price of Failure.
Yep.
So. We'll see. Let's see what the Sabine players drawn. We've drawn a Running Interference, Hidden Motive, Second Chance, and Easy Pickings, as well as that X8 there. So pretty good control hand, actually, and that really late in the game, Running Interference is unfortunate.
Yeah, you really want to get that early and start messing with their turns.
We're good. Okay. So I believe it should be the
Sabine
Sabine Yoda
Yep.
player. If funny enough, there's actually a prayer for Sabine right here because she activates, takes that 2, and just rolls 3/3 +2 +2. It's over, right? Like that's why I'm really concerned.
The sister player has 2 shields too. So
It's true. So you need to roll that 9 damage.
Yep.
She does have that 3 here
So you really need 11.
on the character. But 3 damage,
Oh, it's
2
3.
shields.
I'm sorry. I thought that was 1.
Nope, 3 damage. So still definitely at risk.
Yep. Yeah, for sure.
I do not like this. So using the override for the DL is just. I think you just go for another 2-drop and just hope to roll that.
Don't you roll out Yoda first here and try to hit the force speed and maybe get the double? You could potentially hit the special to get the extra resource, and then also hit the special and the force speed to get 2 actions when you use Sabine's ability for max damage.
And the crazy thing about that is if you roll like a double focus on Yoda and a force speed special, you can resolve. You can force speed special, activate Sabine, playing that upgrade, roll out, and then resolve the double focus and resolve damage, which would have actually had a really good shot at killing.
It's like a pseudo never tell me the odds for max damage, yeah.
Pretty bad roll there for the Sabine player. Kind of unfortunate. Still, why aren't you rolling out Yoda? You know, that force speed is so powerful together with the focus sides on him.
Yeah, when you're playing Sabine with anybody, I think you really want to roll like Ezra or Yoda first. And
see, now he rolls damage.
Yep.
So that's actually 2 away from killing the sister.
Still no control from the sister player.
Can see a ping come out here.
Oh, what's it?
It's the stronger you become, so we could re-roll a bunch of dice.
Yep.
Missed that one. We're just gonna see an ancient heal come out, which actually kind of makes sense. There's no reason to take any risks here. In fact, you could have done that at the end of the last turn, knowing that all you really need to do is 3 damage to finish off that Sabine, win the game most likely. Sabine has also used their overwrite this turn, so that second chance can't be overwritten. Once again, that's another reason why I wouldn't have overwritten with that DL44.
Yep.
You're going to see Yoda roll out here into a disrupt and a special. Not what he wants to see, that Yoda is refusing to cooperate.
Still, with that force speed special out, even if he had that out first, he could have done some interesting tricks to possibly hit more damage.
We'll see what the sister rolls here.
He also has a hidden blaster in his discard pile, which could have
+3 on the saber, but no other base melee. Discard on that secret droid is potentially powerful. You see that he's thinking about easy pickings, easy picking some resources.
Yeah, I think the Sabine player is kind of playing defensively, where at this point, you know Sabine's going to die. You kind of have to be super aggressive to just try and take out the sister.
Here goes the Night Sister rolling. And a blank, so nothing useful there. Force Feed Special would be interesting. Don't know that it's really necessary. Gonna deal the 2 to kill off the sister, which makes sense. Denies a price of failure on her. Be interesting to see if he resolves that other ranged side on this.
Yeah, sometimes against OTK you do have to take kills when you can get them.
Especially knowing that both of the price of failures are still in that draw deck there. He hasn't seen any of them played yet this game, so he knows that potential is there.
And I believe both leaderships are gone, so
rolls into 2, 3 for 1, and double focus. So we could see that double focus come into for that 3/3. Not enough to kill, but ultimately if he does that, OTK has the answer in the stronger you have become here. Hidden motive for that melee, I'd assume. We'll see what this rolls. Blank. So refusing to cooperate, as per usual. Interesting. if I'm him here, I keep that card as my only soft control this turn. Rerolls looks like a pretty decent reroll. Focus +2, 1, and a melee. Biggest thing being that focus there, allowing for the double focus to what he wants on the Mauls and the Sienna. Also threatens kill damage on Sabine, and there's nothing that the Sabine player can do about this. So looks like Sabine is in its death throes.
Yeah, just
deals the 2.
Deal as much as possible now.
And out should come that 3 damage, or 4 damage rather, from the melee and the +2. Just kill that Sabine, and that's pretty much game. I don't think Yoda's coming back.
Yeah, with this deck, Yoda really can't do much.
No holdouts redeploying.
Even with a holdout redeploying in this deck, it's rough. With an Ezra, you actually can do a reasonable amount of damage. I mean, sometimes you can even run quick draw and get an action sheet off of Ezra.
See that reroll on a Yoda into looks like a discard? Yep, a discard.
Maybe he'll get that boundless.
Oh, we're gonna see the Maul Saber rolled back in. Into a resource. Discard happens. It's the boundless! Out of 4 cards.
I don't think it's gonna be an issue, but
focuses that too. Looks like 3 damage will be coming into that Yoda. Yep. Ouch. Yeah, this was quite an awkward game for both decks. With that awkward start.
I think did Cold Daddy also miss that he could have Guardianed 2 of that damage onto Yoda? I think I wasn't sure what dice were in play, and then I forgot about it.
I'm not sure what was in play when he.
But you always have to make sure you know what's going on with the battlefield, and sometimes when it's not your battlefield, you don't think about those plays.
I'm not used to playing with the Guardian effect there.
Yeah, I know a lot of times, way in the early days when I played with War Room, a lot of people wouldn't realize that they could resolve their die by spending a resource less, just because they weren't familiar with it.
Secret Droid Price, Best Defense, and Pro. Never Tell Me the Odds, Hidden Blaster, X8, all in.
All the things you want.
Scruffy looking Nerf. Just see the X8 come out here. With the price of failure and Best Defense, there is like a 1 in 10 billion chance that Yoda does not die this turn.
We need to see all blanks on the OTK side on every die, every reroll.
I'm going to see the Seventh Sister rolling here.
That should be game. Nope.
Yeah, misses.
Not yet.
Holding on for dear life.
So now that we're pretty sure that Sabine Yoda's going down, is he allowed to bring the band deck, or is it he's only allowed to bring
his 1 remaining deck? So that
Hero
Vehicles will be coming out next game, most likely, to face out against Bro TK, which is actually a pretty rough matchup for Hero Vehicles.
I actually have not. That's one matchup that I have not been familiar with. I kind of stopped playing Hero Vehicles about the time the Bro TK became popular. It does seem rough though, because they can kill off a character pretty quickly.
Best defense, just to make sure nothing happens. I'd take the Yoda and the X8. Yep. So there's just 4 speed specials sitting there. Poor Yoda. But yeah, the Hero Vehicles versus OTK matchup can be pretty interesting, just because the Hero Vehicles has so much health that Bro TK has to go through, but the Hero Vehicles can't deal enough direct damage to finish off the Seventh Sister. It's a lot of indirect usually.
Yeah.
And let's see, did he get it? 1 melee there should seal the deal. So say goodbye to the good old. So I'm just going to go ahead and reset this table here for them.
So with our rules, can Outrun switch his deck, or do you
No,
have to play the same?
Outrun must play
He
the
must
same
play.
deck. So we're
Okay.
going to find here. He lost with his deck there. So now we're going to see the Sabine Yoda is out. So yeah, Bro TK taking out Sabine Yoda. It's interesting because in some ways Sabine Yoda is almost better at beating Bro TK than Sabine Ezra. In a sense, because it's a little bit better keeping Sabine alive with Force Illusions and Cautions. You lose the Disruptive Ezra, which can be really nice.
Yeah.
But you could see there that the Force Speed plays combined with like focuses from Yoda could actually allow for some relatively early. Like if you roll like if he there on like turn 2 rolls like double focus special on Force Speed, right? You know, Force Speed special rolls out, playing a 2-drop, gets 2 action, resolves a double focus for 2 3s and like a +2. That's 8 damage to the sister, which would usually kill at that point.
Yeah.
So I don't know though.
The thing I found with Sabine Ezra though is you get just those +2 sides. If you can just randomly spike them, you can just deal so much damage in the early game that sometimes you can steal a game that way. The Yoda plan is more towards the ramping up resources and kind of playing for a little bit more of a mid game than the Sabine Ezra. Plus, you lose the steal of a resource, which can be huge, especially against Bro TK.
Sorry guys, getting a call there.
So we got a couple of vehicles up there. You got a Y-wing and a airspeeder. It was a good start.
Let's go ahead and flank maneuver in the hand. Interesting. Leadership, boundless on turn 1.
Wow.
Pretty strong.
This could be a one-turn kill, one-round kill, I guess.
I don't know. There's a lot of health to go through on the hero vehicle side, and they also drew a caution, which is pretty strong turn 1.
Yep.
Even the pin down could come into play if they drop this airspeeder fast.
So who do you go for here in the hero vehicles? If you are playing as OTK, who do you go for?
My personal choice against hero vehicles, almost regardless of deck, is the Ezra. Ezra has a lot of great spot cards that are tied to his 7 health character.
Easy pickings.
Easy pickings into the garbage chute. Somewhat, you really want to use that with Ezra.
Friends in low places.
Friends in low places are the biggest ones.
Yeah.
You did see early on some lists even playing the Entangle, I believe, which is also spot yellow. So I think that you just like hero vehicles rely so little on his character dice for damage. Now Rose does offer a lot of resources. Ayla can offer damage and like soft control from his special and stuff. But removing those blowout removal cards to me is like the biggest thing I want to do, and I can do that quickly.
Yeah, especially with this deck. I can see an argument for Rose too, just so they can't ramp up resources too fast. I don't think you really have to worry about Ayla too early. But yeah, I agree with you. Ezra's probably the right choice.
I'm going to see an airspeeder drop right away. So we'll go ahead and look at that sides of that dice. It's pretty solid. That special can actually come in huge at times. We'll see if he plays this in rage there. Gonna go ahead and Ignite Sister for a resource.
Yeah, you really just want to chain through your vehicles and get them all out there first 2 turns and then go to town. So that airspeeder special really helps.
We're going to see a 2 blank rolled on Ayla, so that 2 is actually really nice. Any direct damage that you can get hit that sister is great, but we will see a Guardian right away. And Night Sister rolls in for a discard. Actually pretty strong side to roll on the Night Sister. Just denying interaction with your other dice. Rose is going to come out. Hopes for some specials here, obviously. But even a discard side on Rose can be pretty nice against OTK. And we do see the double specials.
Wow,
so that is really a great powerful start. If Ezra here rolls out with a special, it'd be even better.
Well, you probably just want to roll into a resource at this point.
Well, special would steal a resource.
But he's going to spend it before he can steal it, I think. Probably leadership.
Yeah, at this point now, leadership could come out first. We're going to see what he rolls here. So we get a disrupt, blank, 1 melee, and 2 melee. So not a bad roll, actually. Hitting the 2 melee stats on the sister right away is good. Be interested to see what the vehicles player chooses to do. Just resolve both those specials, get those resources out. This will allow for the plane to pin down now. We will see what the OTK chooses to do. If I'm him here, yep, hitting that discard right here before I begin doing my combo plays, just protect my dice a little. And Caution is hit, which is pretty bad. Caution being like so efficient for getting those 3 shields. Even just for like shutting off Maul Saber, having 3 shields on one of your characters is pretty big.
Yeah, I think the card the vehicle player really wanted to hit was the
flanking maneuver.
Flanking maneuver, yeah.
Which oddly enough would have been pretty good against OTK just for finishing off the 7th sister.
But you really want that late, yeah. So, and there's that resource. Wow, you can see a Y-wing here too. But we have the disrupt showing, so.
Yeah, it just all comes down to whether the OTK player chooses to resolve that green die.
Yeah.
Because the leadership on tap could come in.
That's true, but if I see a hero vehicle player get that 3rd resource, I think I'm really scared of Resistance Bomber or Y-Wing coming out. And with hero vehicles, you really want to get 2 vehicles off first turn. That's pretty much the best possible start for you.
So we do see our match timer here, just at the 45-minute mark. So we are doing the standard 90 minutes. That is allowed for a best of 3. But we will see how this goes here. He's definitely thinking about whether or not to re-roll that disrupt. He also has to decide whether he really wants to OTK this turn or wait till next turn when he has 2 upgrades.
Yep.
Because saving Boundless leadership for next turn could be great.
Yep.
So we do see that disrupt come out. Makes sense, as you said, like being scared of that 3 resource count mark.
Yep.
I think you just roll on the airspeeder here, or resolve that resource. Resolves the resource. Yep, he's going to choose to OTK next turn, which I believe is the correct choice. You aren't going to kill vehicles in 1 turn, or at least on turn 1. So waiting for the 2 upgrade count that will come in next turn is probably the right choice.
I think Cole also didn't want to roll in the airspeeder so he didn't get Guardian immediately by Sienna.
Makes sense. In comes the airspeeder. We'll see what it rolls here. If I'm him, I'm looking for the 2 range or the special. We do see a shield. Isn't bad.
No, not bad against the Maul Saber.
In fact, I believe the airspeeder actually does have a discard side, which will be randomly nice against OTK.
Yeah, airspeeder is strong.
3 damage into Rose. So he's going to go for that shutting off the resource gen, which can really cripple vehicles, especially when you consider how many natural disrupt sides OTK already has. If you can shut down Rose and disrupt them, there won't be much ramping going on. I think here you resolve that shield side just to make sure that, like, if you are able to claim as that vehicles player, you get advantage of that Guardian, which is so key.
Yeah, timing is huge, especially when you're 3 characters and have the Guardian.
Although not a bad reroll there. Halo Special will only be useful for soft control because it cannot turn a Great Eye. But the 2 range is not bad at all. I see him deal that 1 from the Sienna to the Rose. So if you're looking at the results of this turn, who do you think came out on top?
Oh, I think the BroTK player has to be pretty happy. Not with the hero vehicle player not getting a 2nd vehicle out. Only taking a few damage on the Night Sister. He's got the Ancient Saber out. Potential for 2nd Ancient next turn with a leadership. I mean, this could be a blowout 2nd round.
You see him choose to pass. So he keeps that pinned down. And the Y-Wing, I might have rerolled with Pin Down. Pin Down just isn't quite as efficient as some other reroll cards would be.
Yeah, really.
Ooh, Maul's Saber drawn here, and the best defense.
Wow.
A lot of options here. Do you drop down the Maul Saber or the Seeker Droid? Because you have so many one-cost cards in your hand right now.
I don't know. With the leadership, I feel like maybe Seeker Droid's actually the right option. Then you can hit a resource and Boundless and really go off. But, I mean, Maul's is so powerful.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard not to want to get that out before you untap.
We do see that Into the Garbage Chute available to the hero player this turn, which can be so strong against OTK. It does require him to exhaust the Ezra, but that's not too big of a deal. It's kind of like a 2-cost, remove 2 dice, but being able to potentially, hit that Ancient die, hit that Maul Saber die, hit one of the Seekers to reduce the value of all the other dice can be pretty good. So OTK is thinking here, and he does go with the Maul Saber choice. I think that's still fine. He could just decide to OTK on the third turn. I mean, there's still, 6, 13, 24 health remaining for the hero vehicles.
Dropping Maul Saber, it's fine.
It's just okay, guys. Just okay. We're going to see Rose rolled in here. Discard side's pretty good. If I'm him, I almost just resolve that right away. Go for one of those combo pieces. That could be in their hand.
You always have to assume they've got it.
Let's see how good this roll is here. We'll go ahead and zoom on in for you guys. So we do get a couple melee sides and the +3 on Mauls, as well as a resource on Sister, which is good.
Is that Into the Garbage Chute?
You remove the Ancient and the Mauls die, which is pretty big here because you could actually see him unable to remove... Well, no, he still has A1 melee, so he can remove that shield if he chooses to.
Mm-hmm.
Be able to roll back into Mauls, but at that point, without another melee side, it's not the most useful die.
Missed what else happened there? A resource? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Discard side is resolved by hero vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
Hitting that best defense. Probably one of the worst cards to actually have hit.
Yeah.
Would have liked to have seen the leadership or the Boundless there.
Yeah, at this point. I don't know, I think you just roll in Sister here. Night Sister, that is. Maybe hit that 1 or 2 damage, take that shield off, get the reroll the Saber in.
Yeah, and even just to be able to use the Sister before Ayla potentially rolls the direct damage to kill her. You have the Guardian of Sienna, but he might be looking to leadership this turn, so can't really rely on that. We'll see. We'll see what he does here.
Well, I don't think you're going to Guardian on the Night Sister anyway at this point.
Right, I was saying he could Guardian with Sienna to protect the Night Sister.
Instead of using leadership.
So. But I don't think he'll want to do that.
Yeah, you really kind of want to get the kill this turn.
Looks like a disrupt side, so not bad. Although, if the vehicle player can just drop that Y-Wing right now.
Yeah, I think you have to.
Oof.
Uh-oh.
Probably the wrong choice there, but we'll see how it pans out for him.
He does have the Headhunter, which is not the best. But...
Actually, hitting that Ayla special there is pretty nuts.
Wow. Yeah.
Soft control on 1 dice, turning that Rose to a special to get another resource.
Also the kill on Night Sister potential.
Mm-hmm.
And really,
so I think you just resolve that 1 disrupt on Night Sister right now.
You could ping Night Sister to re-roll the Ayla dice. I don't know if that's worth it at this point, but...
He's thinking about just Guardianing here, based on his cursor placement.
Yep.
Once again, just save that OTK for the next turn. So much health to get through. Untapping 5 dice is better, or 6 dice is better than untapping 5. So
this is true.
It's hard to know. Looks like he can't decide. Gotta get that Jeopardy music playing.
This is the tank turn.
Does choose to go with the ping and rerolls the Sister die into another blank.
I actually did not expect that.
So the 2's going to come in for the Night Sister. And now, because he doesn't need that additional resource to play the Y-Wing, that Ayla special can be used to guarantee a Y-Wing special. Not bad at all.
Yeah, this is actually looking pretty good for the hero vehicle player.
Mm-hmm. Even though that 4 damage will likely just go onto the Sienna. I mean, I guess he could choose to focus to like a 2 side instead. Just deal the direct damage to sister. It's hard to know though.
I don't know. Even taking out Sienna here isn't bad. We know there's still leaderships left and price of failures. So
Reroll with that Seeker Droid, and we get a shield. At least it's a usable side, which is what he's looking for. When you're untapping, you want to be able to resolve all of your character dice. So anything that's not a blank, even if you're resolving a disrupt to disrupt 0 resources, is better because then when you activate, you get that free reroll in there. I think you have to play that Y-Wing. I don't know why he's hesitating so long to play that card.
Well, he's thinking about pinning down that sister on 2 damage.
No, it's just a shield.
Oh, it is just a shield.
The other thing I could see is using that Ayla special to blank the Secret Dread die would deny the Maul Saber power action right away. But
I mean, you could play Headhunter and C3PO, but I think that's just worse than Y-Wing by itself.
what's he gonna do? Pin down. Interesting.
I mean, not terrible if he's anticipating the untap. Keep those Seeker droids to a minimum. I mean, those things really build up when you get to 2-3.
He's gonna roll out that good old airspeeder. Rolls a shield. Which I guess it helps against the Maul Saber.
He's been rolling shields all day.
Now the Seven Sister player has to decide whether he's going to leadership here. Still an interesting choice for him. He's gonna pass. Might want to wait to see that Ayla special used. Because now if he wants to get that Y-Wing down, he has to use that Ayla special for a resource right now.
Yep.
Won't get the soft control.
But now you just have to get that Y-Wing out. I mean, it was disappointing that he didn't get it out first turn, and now if he wants to really put the pressure on, you have to get it out second round.
See, a discard to reroll.
I don't mind that at all.
Yeah, not bad. Looking for that Rose special and like a 2 on the
even the draw 2 on airspeeder, I wouldn't mind.
Oh, he got special and a discard, wow, which is actually pretty big here.
Yeah, you might not know it, but that was huge. Well, I might actually leadership here just because I know I'm going to lose it. But
I don't know though. If you leadership here, you get no rerolls.
You could also boundless and get your 4 cards so that you potentially just miss something good. Both of these cards are insane though. So
I think you just Rose special, roll out that
I think I used the discard. Yeah, that's amazing. They can't hear us, can they?
No, they can't. And he hits the boundless, so that is pretty big.
Yeah, that was huge. I feel like I would just boundless there.
He's just gonna claim. Interesting choice. We'll see that resource resolved, most likely.
Wait, what?
OTK player chose to claim. Or passed? I can't quite tell. I believe they used some comms to clarify there, but I believe, yeah, he claimed.
Man, if he claimed, I feel like that was completely the wrong decision. I mean, you with 2 or 3 resources out, you have to know that hero vehicles is going to take a ton more actions.
We do see that blank rolled, but Ayla can flip it to whatever he wants. Going to be either that special or the 2. Be interesting to see what he actually chooses. Any specials?
Yeah, you just have to do max damage.
He takes 1 on the Sister's Shield and 3 to Sienna. So. Now it looks like we're going to the next turn. So I actually think Hero Vehicles is in a pretty good spot here.
Very much.
Road TK hasn't dealt any damage.
Like 3 on, is that
3 on the Rose.
Yeah, this is a really bad spot for OTK to be in.
At least we see the aftermath here, so we could see Rise Again plays
Mm-hmm.
definitely coming in, both for the Rose and Ezra deaths and for the Sienna deaths. We're going to see some nice free resources for the OTK player.
Yeah, this is going to have to be a huge turn for OTK if he wants to win this.
It's interesting. I wasn't really considering just how many random discard sides there are in vehicle decks.
Mm-hmm.
So you have the discard sides on Rose, you have the discard sides on the Air Speeders, discard side on C3PO. You can even use C3PO to discard.
Yeah, it can be impressive.
We're going to say, I think you said event. So we could see most likely the leadership taken. Makes the most sense. Most threatening card.
Yep.
So Scruffy looking Nerf Herder is pretty good tech in an OTK meta. That one is not spotty yellow, so that's the biggest advantage of it over Friends in Little Places. And being able to even hit upgrades on turn 1 can be pretty nice.
Yeah, and so far we haven't seen Sister untap this game, which is huge. That's what you need to do.
Well, this roll looks pretty solid, actually.
Oh
hitting that +3 on the Ancient. A 2 on the Mauls isn't exactly what you want, but hitting the 2 discard sides here is pretty huge. Vehicles hates losing its rerolls, hates losing its hand. Can be pretty devastating.
Discards end up being way better against decks that are really slow. I find that the slower your deck is, the less you want to get close quarters assaulted or just discard.
Special discard for Rose. Great to have rolled that discard once again on Rose. Great to have rolled that resource. It's looking better and better for the vehicle player.
Can get that airspeeder out.
Although we could see Rose deleted here. There are enough damage showing on the Mauls and upgrades, I believe, still with the 7. I think you have to do it.
It's too bad he can't get that aftermath down before. Maybe you do just risk it and put the aftermath down and let him take the resource. But that's going to facilitate another airspeeder. So
1 is dealt over there.
Interesting.
So
it's to reroll Maul Saber.
It's an interesting choice. I think, man, not playing that Aftermath when that discard is sitting on the board is just so risky. Aftermath is like the way that the Seventh Sister player comes back here with like a valuable Rise Again. Being able to like Ancient heal 2, Rise Again, heal 5 more, and play that upgrade back out for free from your discard pile.
But there is no damage on Sister yet.
So Ayla is rolling like a champ, rolling those specials, which are such good soft control. You have to resolve that 5 damage now, or else it is going to get blanked.
And I think you have to just take out a Rose here. Is he going to be greedy and play the Aftermath first? Or try and reroll? Reroll 3 dice?
It's just going to Maul Saber power action back in. See what he rolls. Blank. That hurts. So few rerolls left, especially considering the Rose discard sitting there. It's not what you want to see. I think you just have to resolve that Rose discard. It's such a powerful sign to have rolled. But we'll see.
I mean, Rose is on lethal right now, right? On board. Am I mistaken?
Nope. 5 should put her at 8, and she has 9 health.
Whoops. Oh, okay.
So
I thought there was an extra damage out there. All right, never mind.
Ayla special is going to be used to blank the Ancient die. I want to save that for after the Saber reroll potentially, but not the worst call. Now we're going to see Ayla flip to another special.
The dreaded special chain.
And then a Rose resource is going to be resolved. So looking to have that as soft control option again. Sienna's going in. Blank. So lucky for him, there's no such a thing as feel your anger for heroes.
Yeah.
But we're going to see another airspeeder come in, it looks like.
they need to fly in formation. I mean, representing a ton of damage on the hero vehicle side there.
We will see what this reroll ends up at. We get a resource, shield, blank, disrupt, melee.
Not great.
So only that one additional melee side being rolled. Not what he was looking for, definitely.
I like that these indirect damage decks have changed the game to where I don't care what the damage is on the characters. I just care about the total damage they have.
Yeah, it definitely is an interesting feel to the game.
So what do we got left? 16 on the OTK side. That's the total damage.
If he rolls poor here, Rose can just oof. That was a good reroll.
Oh my gosh.
Getting that focus, which can be used for double focus, as well as the +3 and another 2 on a sister die. It's going to be pretty big. Ayla can't blink all of that. Definitely showing lethal. We're looking at a total of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Anybody.
So yeah, anybody could just be dead here.
Ooh-wee. He has already rerolled in the Maul Saber, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
So OTK is not out of this. We're gonna see.
OTK is never out of it.
I guess so.
I've played it too many times to know that it's never out of it.
We're gonna see him choose to blank the double focus. Just doesn't want to see maxed out dice.
That also prevents him from rerolling it in if he had a potential, to untap sister.
You can't turn a gray die with Ayla.
Whoops.
It's okay. That's one of the odd things about Ayla Special is you can turn any color die on your opponents, but only blue and red on your own dice.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a weird nerf that's just like, don't run her with yellow.
It's actually been a huge problem with pairing her because you really want to play her with somebody like Zeb, but she can't turn Zeb's dice. There's a couple other pairings that she
even like Ayla Saw would be interesting.
Yeah. Original Han.
See that Rose resource resolved. Good to see a C3PO dropped to help get the sides he wants this turn. But I'll be interested to see who the Seventh Sister decides they want to kill. Yep. Yeah.
Where's those fancy tokens?
Oh yeah! Shout out to the Hyperloops for making those cool power action and overwrite tokens.
Yeah.
We're to see potentially another reroll coming in here, or he's resolving melee dice. We'll see which. And 10 going into Ayla. Ouch.
Interesting that he didn't play the Aftermath first.
8, 9.
I don't know that there was a
just enough to kill. yes, AZTWIN15. I did say Hyperloops, so if you're watching this, I said your name. It's a thing.
Those who shall not be spoken.
Yes, we'll just call him Voldemort from now on. Does that make us Harry Potter?
What's that?
Does that make us Harry Potter?
Oh yeah, I guess.
Drops the tech team. He's going to use the tech team to drop C3PO. He's going to roll out C3PO, most likely use C3PO to guarantee the Y-Wing special will be my bet. But you never know. This is where it's like, it's funny because OTK, you're used to being finished, like the one finishing last.
Yeah, taking all
not
the
against
extra
hero
actions.
vehicles. You're going to finally roll in Ezra there.
I guess he was afraid of some control. Just that's why he didn't play Aftermath. But I feel like his dice were sitting out there for a while and weren't touched. So I think he could have played the Aftermath and got that extra resource. Maybe drawn his second Rise Again, unless I missed the first one.
So the potential max damage here is 6, 10. 10 damage could come out at most. We do see the 2 dealt to the sister, which is interesting. If I'm the vehicles player at this point with the 3 already on the Sienna, you almost consider leaving that 2 there and resolving a Y-Wing special and being like, are you going to give me the chance at killing her?
Have we seen Price of Failure yet?
We have
I think we saw one.
No Price of Failures are in the graveyard yet, so I believe we did see the 1 leadership.
Yeah. So that would really shut off any potential rerolls.
C-3PO is going to be coming out here. See what he rolls.
I mean, the problem is most of your damage is going to be indirect. So.
I think you discard wants to reroll here.
Yeah.
Because if you can get a 2 and a +2, it's pretty scary.
Huge.
We're going to see the Y-Wing special come in. It's going to actually take 1 on his resources, maybe? Just thinking about it. I think he's checking whether he has another Rise Again left.
One thing I've noticed about people playing the vehicle deck, you actually always want to resolve your indirect first and make your opponent make the decision with as little information as possible before you resolve your direct damage sides, so that then you have more information about where the damage is going, and you can potentially put them in a situation where they have to put 2 characters in range of your your direct damage.
So we aren't seeing the reroll. The max damage here would have actually.
Turns out it's 0 or no 1, I guess. If you use.
Well, he can C-3PO for a focus and get that 2
That's
at least.
True.
We'll see what he does. I think you go for the focus.
Yep. Oh, wait. I don't think he knows how C-3PO works.
I think he's just trying to show which side it was. He was dealing as a single damager. So missing out that he could have used that for that 1 extra damage. Shouldn't be too big of an issue. We'll see if the damage gets placed. Ever. I would have also liked to have seen an Ezra special there.
No.
Did
I think he did.
you
1 to Sienna, I believe.
No, but he would have been at 3. He took 1 on resources, so I think. Did you take the
1 on 7th too?
1 from
I missed it. Yeah, I think it was there was none on sister.
Oh, apparently he tried to discard it.
Whoops.
Ooh, interesting draw there. That flanking maneuver.
Yeah, with 4 supports and 4 support dice. Potential 5.
We're just gonna hand him 2 resources. We will see here 2/2/2. That is pretty deadly there. And a Price of Failure this turn is going to be a little bit nasty.
Yeah, the end game output for OTK can just be obscene.
It's all about whether or not the vehicles player can just hold on this turn. I don't know if they can deal enough damage to that sister though to actually hang in. We'll see.
Yeah, that's the thing. You always end up dealing your damage late with the hero deck or the vehicle deck. So sometimes you can just lose before you get the resolve.
Gonna pin down. We'll see if he chooses a sister die or the Maul Saber.
I think you choose not the Maul Saber because then he just rolls it back in and potentially gets more.
Deals the 2s, 2 to the rows. He wants discard sides here, I believe. But he's going to roll a disrupt and a single discard.
Oof, blank.
Misses on that power action roll-in, but he does have the trust your instincts, so I wouldn't be too concerned. But yeah, not like an ideal hand for the vehicles player here.
Yeah, those Republic cruisers, they can be so good early if you're just like churning out 3 shields every turn. But late game, obviously they go a little bit down in value. They do add 1 to your the card I can never think of that kills damage equal
Flanking
to
maneuver.
Flanking maneuver.
At least he has a tech team, so they're only going to cost him 1 resource at this point.
Yeah.
Um,
But you probably just want to drop that resistance bomber. You can turn that resistance bomber into 3 direct damage if you got C-3PO out, potentially.
Shield is rolled. Nothing too special, although, I mean, it's too late to turn off that power action.
The real problem is no control in the hero vehicle player's hand right now, so...
I don't know. Just going to have to wait and see what happens.
It's going to be tough to stay alive.
Definitely a lot of damage still showing here.
Yeah.
I think you have to kill Rose. Next action is Bird PK, so I think resolve the Rose dice. That discard would be my favorite there, just to restrict options, the potential of an untap if you hit that price of failure.
It's interesting. We talked about who you should go for at the beginning, and we said Ezra and then Rose and then Ayla. But if you have the potential to just one-shot a character, I feel like taking out Ayla is not a bad choice because she's got all the damage sides.
Mm-hmm. Do you see that 2 disrupt roll? Not what he wanted to see. So yeah, we're gonna see Rose die here. I don't know why he wouldn't have resolved any dice.
No.
Oh no, he's gonna deal 7 to the Ezra. Having that other Seeker Droid out there means that Seeker Droid melee was
Also shuts off easy pickings and into the garbage chute just in case. So pretty good play there to take out Ezra.
I think you just see a price of failure come in next action.
Yeah, now it's looking
another rollout. Just needs 4 more damage. I do not think that the hero player has enough time. I mean, if he had already rolled in all 4 supports, theoretically you could just snipe the Sienna, prevent the untap, but
yeah,
it's just not going to be enough. Discard side, it's got that 25% chance at hitting.
At this point, you might as well go for the discard to hit one of those. Either a leadership or price of failure.
Mm-hmm.
You got to know it's coming at this point. Blank.
Now, what he wants to see, obviously. But I don't know if there's much that he could see. That would be happy.
I mean, you just need to hit all max damage sides. But yeah, here we go. It's gonna be a lot of damage with her only on what is it 4?
4 health remaining.
Yeah.
We'll see. Just gotta get that C-3PO out there.
You could get C-3PO out there and potentially hit some shields with the 2 disrupt.
It's interesting because Hero Vehicles isn't actually that far away from actually having the killing damage between Flanking Maneuver for 4 and Y-Wing Special. Although I guess all those 4 resources sitting there denies Y-Wing Special pretty hard.
Yeah. Yep. And we've also got 1, 2, 3, 4 potential rerolls on the sister dice.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be really tough to get ahead of that.
And this could be it, guys. Will Outrun take the series here? My bet would be yes, but you just never know. It's a dice game. You can just miss. And
Dead.
oof, that should be it by a long shot. So that is going to be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 damage. I mean, more than enough to finish off that Rose. He's going to flank maneuver for fun.
What was that 4? It could have been. That was actually closer than.
Yeah, originally it looked pretty good for the vehicles at the start there, but just not quite able to deal enough direct damage to Sister is just an issue.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, stick around, guys. We'll have the King match coming up next. So in a normal week, it would have been the previous week's winner, but we just have a Regent this week who's going to be stepping in. And the prize for the winner this right now is actually
I'm off mute.
Whoops.
Whoops. We will go ahead and mute him back. Or just close out a discard. But basically, we are going to be giving out for each of these preseason matches, is what we're calling them. We're going to be giving out training sessions. So if you're interested, you can go to the King of the Hill page on our website, and you can submit yourself to just be randomly selected to play in the next King of the Hill. It's just a fun opportunity, and then hopefully in the future we'll start an official season, which will have different rewards. We haven't decided what they would be yet. Yeah, stick around, guys. We'll be back in probably around 5 minutes.